All right, everybody. Oh, hope everybody's had a good day. I needed to come on. Um, I've got some really bad news, and I've got some really fantastic news, just pertaining to me and my trading. It's personally really bad and really good for me, not really anybody else. Um, I went and visited my mother this morning, and I was trading in her apartment. Had a lot of things to do today to get ready for the weekend. My brother's coming into town tomorrow. I got to get all the dogs to the vet, get them vaccinated, all that stuff. So before all that stuff got started, I needed to get some stuff done for my mother. So I was getting my morning trading done, and it was ridiculous. I mean, I made $6,000, like less than an hour's worth of screen time. I shut my computer off and went to run the errands for my mom. Got done with that, got back to the truck, opened my computer back up. Bad news first, right? Um, Evidently, I did not clear a stop order um, when I closed the last trade. When that order got hit, since there were no contracts on at the moment, it acted as a sell order. And, well, the market ran up all afternoon before I got back to my computer. This was in my FTT account. It blew that account. Pissed off, am I? You know, there's a couple reasons why I'm really not bothered by it. One, it was a technical error. It wasn't bad trading. It was just plain stupidity not to check my charts. And this is the problem of, I mean, I literally have three brokerages open at the same time. Okay. I typically have Quant open, I typically have Top Step open, and I have Apex open. And it's three different platforms that I'm using to trade. And this is where you just really have to pay a lot of attention. I mean, you know, sometimes uh, it depends on how you place the orders, I guess, at Quant Tower. Um, but like I said, once I closed the trade, the stop order was still there, and uh, they got hit and it blew the account. Not really upset. It's a technical error, uh, something that I've just got to be more attentive to when I'm trading on multiple platforms, is to make sure that I hit the flat and all or close all buttons uh, when I want to close a trade instead of just clicking on the price marker uh, on the chart and closing the order, because I'm looking all over the place and sometimes I mean, like today, I just didn't realize, and it's happened a couple of times, but I mean, I was still on the charts and I realized, oh shit, I've still got an order open, get that thing closed. Um, but today I just shut my computer and went off to do other things and didn't realize that that order was still there. Um, so fast track trading account's gone. I think I was up about $9,000 in that. The sucky part is it's the most expensive uh, account I had because it's instant funding. So, I got to buy another account. Um, but the way I've been trading, the way I've been seeing the markets, the way I've been uh, I- just, I mean, I've been on, and these haven't been easy markets to trade, uh, over the last couple of days. So I'm really, you know, as much as it sucks to lose the account and the $800 I paid for it, um, I, I'm really not that upset. There's another reason why I'm not upset. Um, when I got back to the truck, uh, I just saw another good opportunity, uh, a couple of good opportunities actually to trade. Uh, and so, you know, even though I was, a little frustrated, momentarily pissed off that I made such a stupid mistake on the full fast track trading account, uh, went ahead, I just shook it off and started trading my Apex account. Um, I just had my first five-figure day in Apex. Uh, I made $10,510 today in Apex. Uh, my Apex account is $24,000 in profit. Now, that's going to blow my consistency rule right out the fucking window. Um, Not to mention, I've probably DCA'd um, more than, added to contracts in a down draw more than once, a couple of times throughout the process of these first 10 days. So I know my first payout there is going to be denied, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Um, I've got a $24,000 buffer right now. So when I hit the 10-day mark, which I think I only need 2 more days, Thursday and Friday, which I will trade both of those days and then request my payout on next Monday and have it denied and reset my 10-day clock. Um, from that point on, again, I've got a $24,000 buffer. Hopefully, the next couple of days will also be profitable days, and I'll have a little over $25,000 buffer in that account. Now that's a real day trading account. 25 you have to have $25,000 in an account to day trade. You can't fall below $25,000. So, that's where I'm at right now. Uh, a little bit, $800 more dollars. I've reached that mark. Obviously, since you can't, as a day trader in a personal account, not a prop firm, uh, you can't go below 25,000. Then obviously I need a little bit more buffer than that, which, the next 10 days after I do my request uh, is where I'll be building that up uh, a little bit more. Um, so which one do you choose? Pissed off that you blew an account that you can just buy again and restart over, or be ecstatic that you had your first 5-figure day in a prop firm account. I honestly, I'm more ecstatic. I, when I search my feelings about it, uh, I just can't I just can't be mad at blowing that account. Like I said, it's a technical error. It's not bad. It wasn't bad trading. So I can't say I blew it trading it. I just fucked up and left an order on. Um, I still can't believe I did it though. Um, but yeah, I mean, a $10,000 day in Apex is just freaking amazing. Um, one thing that's helped uh, me grow these accounts so fast is uh, a video Casper made on risk management. Um, and, you know, we all think of risk management as, keeping your downside small. Um, but part of risk management is also making sure your upside uh, grows exponentially. Um, so when you reach a certain profit uh, amount in your account, you need to start sizing up your contracts. And, instead of entering with one, adding one, now I'm entering with two, adding two. Um, if I've got four contracts on and I get another space to add, then I'm adding four uh, for a total, 8 contracts in the trade. And that last portion with the 8 contracts in it is what's giving me these really big trades because I still expect price to do what it should do. And when it does it, having 8 contracts on, it doesn't take a very big move at the end of a trade to really pop that uh, profit on that trade up. So that's really helped, uh, kind of changing that mindset to where, yes, I still have to watch my downside, which is why I'm entering with small amount of contracts. Um, but as I add and price is doing what I expect it to do, uh, I can be upwards of 10 to 12 contracts in a trade towards the end of my trade. And at that point, it doesn't take, a lot of movement when when I know, or I shouldn't say when I know, but when the chart is showing me where the liquidity draw is. And that's where I expect price to go. Once I'm in uh, my full contract size, not full as in the max I can trade, but the full amount that I'm willing to put on the trade, um, that last little bit to get to that liquidity draw, really just makes a huge trade. Um, and you know, that just it wasn't that hard today to make $10,000. Um, and I know I shouldn't say that because trading is difficult. It's not an easy game. Um, just over the last week and a half, I mean, I've just been really seeing what I need to see to take some amazing trades. Um, and so, yeah, that's that's pretty much it. I'm gonna have to buy a new fast track account, which thankfully, I mean, I may not buy an F1. I may go down because right now they have a 49% off because the CEO got married. So through the rest of the week, and if they get to 10,000 members in their Discord, they're going to extend that promo um, through the weekend and give kind of they're going to do something special once they reach that 10,000 mark in Discord. So uh, hopefully they'll get there to the 10,000 mark. I think they were like 9,400 or 9,500. Um, and we'll see what they do, what kind of special thing they do there as well. I may move down one size account because, like I said, with the 49% discount, they don't give the 49% on the F1, the $300,000 account that I had. They are only giving 10% off of that. So I think I'll move down an account so I can get the 50% off. Um, and that being the case, I may actually be able to get two of them. Um, and copy trade. So yeah, that's the news of the day. Uh, I hope everybody else did good today. Uh, it was the last week and a half has just been amazing for me. Um, yeah, I wish I could explain it. It's just, it seems like it's just all coming together. These aren't all just 6-2 retracement trades that I'm taking. Um, these are market maker model trades on different time frames. Uh, Watching the draw and liquidity, seeing if it's swept, seeing if it's a liquidity sweep or a liquidity run, um, you know, and just watching, really watching market maker models. Honestly, uh, I think I could just take the 6-2 retracements off. Uh, I mean, I can see, I know on this uptrend, the 6-2 retracement's going to be, somewhere right down in here. Um, and I can see that with my eyes. So I know, if I'm in a market maker model that I'm on the sell side and, it looks like it's going to reverse at the 6-2, um, I've got to assess that. But right now, I mean, this was, this last trade was just perfect as far as market maker models go, right? Um, you know, we had this big push up. I've got the fib retracement on the big swing this morning. Um, and I've been watching that, and that's where, we got this big spike up that hit the 7-9, um, and then got pulled down really hard. Tank, enough, you know, and that got pulled down really hard. Well, a lot of people, could end up going short there with that big spike. But then, price just didn't really want to go anywhere here for a little bit. And I was watching it because what I was looking for um, mainly was for this fair value gap to be inverted and see what happened, with that. And so when we were getting close to having it inverted, I went to the 1 minute, um, and this is the gap over here that I'm watching. Well, that kind of went right up to the bottom of that gap, and then uh, we got this next push up, and this is what I'm looking for right here. You know, we're in on the 5 minute. We were on the buy side of the market maker model. Okay, we had one consolidation here. I mean, we took liquidity from this low right here, immediately pushed up. I wish I had continued trading this morning because I would have caught that. I mean, I probably could have had a 15 to $20,000 day today. Um, Especially since, you know, I already had profits in my fast track account as well. Um, but we swept this liquidity here at this low, popped up, consolidation, another pop up. we tried to push through and close this fair value gap, which didn't happen the first time. Um, and then we had another consolidation and then a pop up that took liquidity from this high. It did not get all the way up to the external draw on liquidity, but this was enough. Once it popped that, you got a lot of people going long, thinking that we were going for the high of day. Um, but then I switched, once we started popping this up, um, to get back above this. Now I did take a trade in here, um, because once we actually broke the consolidation, I knew the drawn liquidity was at least here. And like everybody else, I was thinking we would go for the high of day two. So I did take a long, but I closed it right before we got above this. And that caused a fair value gap, which could have caused a fair value gap. Um, and then when this candle closed, there was a big fair value gap here on the 5 minute. Um, and you got a lot of people thinking, okay, well, that's the first fair value gap we've made in a while, and it's a big one. So we're probably going for high of day. And you got a lot of people long in here. Well, when that happened, the market makers said, no. Um, so switching down to the 1 minute, this is what I saw. Okay. Um, we took the liquidity from this high here on the 1 minute, which was that big spike, and we made a big fair value gap at the top. Well, that's typical. You're going to get a hard push in price to get into liquidity sweeps. And then just a couple minutes later, um, when we came back down into this fair value gap, I mean, we got down to the bottom of it pretty quick and it pulled back a little bit. But because of how fast it pushed down in the first part of that 1 minute bar to the bottom of the fair value gap, normally when buyers are in control, you see it, a lot of hesitation in the candle trying to work its way down to like halfway, before it pops back up. Well, this didn't show any buyer control at all, um, on this 1 minute candle. It popped down really fast. And so when it pulled back, I entered the trade short right there. And sure enough, I mean, it just really slammed when it inverted that fair value gap on the 1 minute chart. And that's when I knew I was at the top of the buy side of the bar, or the top of the buy side going into sell side on the market maker model. Okay. Because I had it on the 5 minute and now I just needed to see it. Uh, I had it on the 5 minute over here, consolidation, push for liquidation, immediate reversal. I could have traded this on the 5 minute, but I got a much better price when I switch over to the 1 minute. And when that happened, I mean, I was in the trade like right here. And then that slammed down and it pulled back a little bit, slammed down again. Now, once we got into this consolidation, I closed that trade right there, because I'm not sure what's going to happen here. And then we had more consolidation. I thought this was a manipulation move to go higher, but I wasn't going to go long until we uh, completely closed this fair value gap right here. Okay, just mark it out and I'll show it to you. Uh, we had this fair value gap right here, uh, and until we inverted that, I might have went long at that point, looking for what's called a fake flip. So when we inverted this fair value gap here to when we push down, that could be what's called a fake flip, and it could immediately go back up. Um, so we made the second fair value gap, and I waited to see what was going to happen here. Um, and price just started to roll over. We had a big spike, and then we had an up push that couldn't break the high and pulled back down into this area. Of course, we had this fair value gap we had to get through, right? It was just made on the way up. into this fair value gap. But we never inverted. And when that one pulled down, this candle here pulled down after not being able to break the high. Um, and I knew this spike had just happened. And I'm betting on the fact that we are on the sell side of the market maker model now. That's where I entered another short. As soon as we broke back into consolidation pretty quickly in 2 minutes, I added to the trade. As soon as we broke that low and closed this candle back in consolidation. And then obviously the next few bars came down, um, broke this low, gave me a market maker shift. Uh, I went ahead and added again, and worked through a little bit more consolidation and pushed down back up and then caught this back down. I ended up closing the trade completely. I was scaling out. Once I added in here and we got down here, this strong push down, I think I took a couple contracts off there. And then we came down, we broke that low again. I took a couple more contracts off, and then I just closed the trade right down here. Pretty much bottom ticked um, that trade right there because that was the bottom of this consolidation right here. And I just didn't know how much further down this the sell side was going to go, right? I don't know if we're done or if we're just going to chop around for the rest of the day. I mean, it's 3:40. Probably just going to chop around for the rest of the day, right around point of control, because you can see, well, that's the S&P, but the Nasdaq's going to be looking about the same on the 5 minute chart. Um, yeah, I mean, uh, this is pretty much the point of control on the day. We might get a push one way or the other for a late spike by 4 o'clock, but that where we're at right now, I mean, it's pretty much the point of control from yesterday and today. So we're just in this range right now, a 5 minute range over the last 2 days. And amazingly enough, I mean, using the 1 minute market maker model off these 5 minute charts when we, sweep liquidity from highs and lows has just been amazing. Um, I've realized now that I can trade ranges. Um, don't you do that? Just remove drawings. I can actually trade a 5 minute range now because I know what I'm looking for on 1 minute market maker models inside of a 5 minute range. Um, I, I, you know, 5 figure day. I, I mean, today I made almost half of my total profits on this account. Um, that just blows me away. So, uh, yeah, I mean, I can, just think, um, you take a 15-minute chart and you find the liquidity draws there and use a 1 minute market maker model to enter. And then you hold that trade for hours, adding to it along the way a couple of times, and then just let it run uh, for 15 or 30 minutes there at the end till you get to the next draw of liquidity. I mean, those can be huge, huge trades. Uh, so, yeah, um, I, like I said in my post the other day, once you truly see and understand the market maker models, you can't unsee them. It's all it is exactly what I've been seeing to trade with uh, over the last week and a half. Uh, I still use my fibs for my 6.2 fib for reference, uh, but I mean, really, honestly, all you have to do is watch the market maker models uh, and get down into the 1 minute chart when they're around. Uh, when you get to those points of liquidity sweeps, and you could just nail fantastic entries with very tight stop losses, uh, and big returns. It's blown my mind. Uh, and out of all the things in the ICT concept world, uh, market maker models were the toughest for me. It was very hard for me to identify which side we were on and how far they might go. Uh, but that's all changed. Just time, uh, watching the markets after, absorbing the knowledge, just time in the markets. And then finally they just started clicking. I just started seeing them. And I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Uh, Buy side with two consolidations, a sweep of liquidity here, and you know, reverse it and go sell side. Um, does it stop here? It might. If it breaks that, you know, it took liquidity from these lows and bounced, but that bounce doesn't look very strong. To me, I would think that we're going to keep coming down. Our late spike might be a down spike, uh, back down, into this area down here. So yeah, it's so cool. Uh, and as you can see, I'm more excited about how I'm reading the markets than I am upset about blowing the fast track trading account. Um, these accounts, I know that it isn't like this for everyone, but I mean, I could just buy another account. I'm not, losing the money isn't a big deal. Yeah, I would have loved to have kept it and not screwed up and made that error. But, you know, the way I've been trading, I'm not worried about it. So, yeah, I'll try to do some videos. I know I said I was going to do some live trading this week, and I really wish I had, uh, just so, anybody could pop in and watch what I'm doing if they wanted to. Um, but it's been a busy week getting ready for my brother to come into town. I only get to see my brother once a year, and we've got golf and we got a NASCAR race planned. So I just haven't been able to take the time, when I get set up, to go live. It's not that I don't have the time. I mean, I'm on the charts, I'm trading. I just don't think about it, because I really haven't been spending that much time on the charts. Um, I mean, I'm only in for maybe an hour or so a day, and I've been making my money in that time frame. Um, so I just haven't been, trading for an amount of time that seemed viable to go live and everybody to stop in and see what's going on. So I will definitely try, uh, because if anybody wants to see what I'm doing, uh, I really would like to put it out there live so you guys can see it. But anyway, um, and I'm still taking losses every day too. I get into trades where I cut them pretty short, pretty quick, if they're not doing what I expect them to do. And I take a couple $100 here and there as losses. Yesterday, I actually got caught in a bad trade, and was down about $4,000. Uh, and I flipped my bias, reversed the trade, and it ended up being a $7,000 winning trade. So I netted, $3,000 on that trade. Um, if I didn't take the bad trade first, yesterday would have been a five-figure day as well. Um, because I ended up, making, $7,000 yesterday, and If you had taken that $4,000 loser out, that's an $11,000 day. Uh, but today was my 5-figure day, so that's why I wanted to come on. Super excited about it, uh, and I'm sure it's not going to be the last one of them. So I've sat here and jabbered for about 35 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. I've got some more stuff. Got to clean up the truck a little bit more. Um, then I got to get the dogs to the vet in the morning, get their shots so they can be put in kennels this week, the end of this week, while I go spend time with my brother. So uh, I will be on trading a little bit tomorrow, and I'm going to try to get at least one trade in on Friday, um, so that I can, make my 10-day mark on Apex, with 10 days of trading. So I go ahead and make that request uh, on Monday. Like I said, I know it's going to get denied. I'm not expecting to get any money. I just want to make the request so that they can deny it and reset my 10-day clock. Um, so yeah, crazy day, crazy, crazy day. Really bad stuff, really good stuff happened all at the same time. So, um, yeah, that's it. Y'all know you can hit me up anytime. If I'm available, I'll get with you right then. If not, we'll work out a time to get together, or I'll answer your questions in DMs or Discord, either way. So, uh, been a pretty incredible 3-year journey for me, and it really does feel like it's all coming together. I don't expect these huge days all the time. There's gonna be plenty of days where I make $1,000 uh, and just call it a day. Uh, but especially once I have my buffers up, um, and I'm not gonna take, uh, not gonna be trading as much. Uh, there will come a point, once I have the accounts I want to have and they're in place and they have their buffers, where, you know, I'm just looking for uh, most of the week just to, have average days. Um, and then, if we have like FOMC days or non-farm payroll days, stuff like that, those are the days I might spend more time on the charts and really try to make um, a little bit larger of a profitable day on those. Uh, so yeah, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go grab something to drink out of the truck stop and something to eat, and maybe turn on a movie while I clean the truck, um, and enjoy the rest of my day. So until next time, everybody stay blessed, be grateful, uh, and keep working hard. It pays off in the end, no matter how you trade or what you trade. Uh, keep working at it. It will pay off. Till next time. See ya.